know I have terrible lighting. I do have to get a real, I just got a lamp, and I think it's the glass. You can see the streaks in the glass of the bulb that lights up. But anyway, today for Brave, I was thinking of kind of garden scenes and that kind of thing, and I was thinking about making a, so I was kind of stuck. I've just recently painted a gnome. You guys seen that? And so the idea is kind of stuck in my head to do some garden things. So I am making a toadstool. And now I gotta do it with my other hands, because this is kind of our warm-up of drawing with our left and our right hand, and our more prominent and less prominent hands. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's kind of how I like to start off. So I'm starting off with something fairly easy, and yeah, today I just feel like I'm in the garden mood still. So it's May, and we still have, you know, garden flowers starting to come out and all that kind of stuff. Soon we'll be planting for here, for this climate. Soon we'll be, at the end of May, be planting my garden. But as for now, it's all the perennials. Is that what it's called? Perennials? They are coming out, the ones that have been planted. And yeah. So I'm kind of just playing with that. And so to begin with, I like to start off with a little bit of a drawing of just a little sketch. We'll warm up and kind of try to copycat it. Although usually my one hand is not as good as my other, but it's just training, again, your mind to kind of think in the lines rather than the object, and being able to just to move the pencil really without thinking, just following what you want to draw. So, oops, and that's what I'm doing. So for the warm-up, I just thought I'd make a toadstool, I think that's what it's called, and a little flower there, maybe a little butterfly, and I'm just kind of sketching along and having fun with it. This is not a serious, this is kind of playing around, seeing what you could do, moving your hands, warming up. And this is like a pre-exercise I love to do before my Brave. So that's what we do. Just getting them going. So here's our first one. So I got my Brave book out. And so we have been going through a lot of projects. And like I said, in my mind, I'm stuck with a garden scene. So I'm thinking today something about a garden. It could be a fairy garden. I'm in the mood for a gnome myself. So I don't know, like what kind of project. You could cut out gnomes in magazines, especially like garden magazines right now, probably. If you want to do a cutout version of a collage page or something like that, or you could draw a gnome. So I'm just going to draw this guy here. Like I said, I had painted one the other day, a porcelain, I guess it would be called, one for a friend, and I'm like, I definitely did not get it out of my system, going with a little nose there. So I definitely need to get that out of my system and draw, maybe do a page, a garden page. It may have a gnome in it, it may not, I don't know. I'm just kind of playing around right now. So I don't even have a proper thing to gauge what I'm looking at, like to draw. But it's going to be something like that. It has a belt. And I didn't leave enough room. But I've been thinking garden stuff, so yeah. Kind of got that in my mind there. So I'm thinking maybe even like another toadstool. Could play with those. There's other whimsical types here. Yeah, I think I'm going to make myself a fairy garden. Maybe a painting. You guys can work on a painting maybe. An idea. You could even cut some of these things out of scrapbooking paper. Draw some shapes out. Make some patterns. Cut them out with scrapbooking paper. So you can write your ideas down here and do that. So what I would do is I'd make a pattern for the bottom of the toadstool. You make a pattern for the stem. However way you want this guy here. I'm just trying to give you an example. So then what I would do is I would cut this guy out and then have some kind of different pattern paper that would be really neat to go with that. And then say I had a pink paper with flowers or spots, and then you could cut that out. And then you're making your own collage, so that would be an idea. Making collages, you could write that down. Idea, right? So you could think about that. You could even cut out flowers, daisies, and that kind of thing are really perfect for collage paper. With scrapbooking paper. So you could do your own daisy. And so I'm just thinking of a fairy garden or a gnome garden or something. I'm still stuck on my garden idea. So I might just even consider cutting out some nice pattern paper for this and have that as my idea. And you can even do stages of the gnome cut out. If you can't draw one, you could also photocopy a few, cut out all the parts that you need, and do layers of cardstock, and even parts that you don't, if you just want color, and then add cardstock hat and cardstock pants and jacket and boots and all that kind of stuff, and then just color his face and then glue that onto your collage. That would be really cute. So how about gnome gardens? So that would be a nice layout. You could even do a little index card, something miniature. You could take punches and punch out some flowers with different pattern paper too, so you don't have to draw it. So this is an idea of a good gnome garden. I like birdhouses also in my garden, so you could do a birdhouse idea. So this page is more just some really neat ideas that I'm thinking about offhand that I would like to see in my page. And like I said, even if, okay, this sketch is quite off right now, but it gives you an idea of what you want to see. So, there we go, a little bit better. What kind of things do you want to see on your project? So, flowers, these things, you know, bird, some really whimsical. Still, I love these too. Just some whimsical leaves and stuff like that, just as fillers, are just so pretty. So I think this would be a really cute little fairy garden idea. If you guys come up with some really neat things, you don't have to have a gnome. You could probably even go get away with a beautiful fairy. So I'm trying to draw a fairy here, if that will work. No, that looks mean. That looks mean, too mean. But you guys can design your own ideas. Sketch up some ideas and go for it. This was terrible, but it's giving me an, you know, an idea that I can do a fairy or whatever. And this book doesn't have to be all as like masterpieces, right, guys? This is just ideas. See, I love these leaves. And you can reuse your ideas too. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this ideas today for Brave. Do a garden, gnomes or fairy garden or something. It would be really cool. Collage page, maybe, or painting. You can do Zentangle in the things if you want to paint or draw. So that would be really cool too. Anything that's just a great idea. Use your own ideas and your imagination. And that's something you can just totally enjoy and play with, all the colors. So have fun with it, guys. Don't forget to craft like a duck. Talk to you guys later.